Today we got a level 77 account, 3 million player power, a lot of silver, and maybe as much wasted potential. If you feel like that describes your account as well, stay tuned and let's utilize some of that potential. In this case, the wasted potential is from gear not being leveled. Scrolling through this, we have 1,400, almost 1,500 pieces. We are maxed out. There are one of two things happening. This dude has top tier gear and can't sell it, or he has a bunch of garbage that hasn't been sold, or, which is what's happening here, a bunch of pieces that could be good or could also be garbage. It's going to be a mix of them. They're just not leveled. Like clicking through some of these boots, this is an early enough account where accuracy set is still good. This is not going to be used. I mean, who would you put this on? You're not going to put it on a speed champion because it has no speed. You're not going to put it on a nuker because it does no damage. You're not going to put it on support because it's too slow. So this could just be sold no problem. This, same thing. This is actually good. It's a 6-star pair of speed boots. Speed boots are extremely valuable all the time, especially in the early and mid-game portion of Raid. This, keep it. This down here, it's 5-star stuff, not speed. Get rid of it. Matter of fact, let's see how many boots there are that are not speed. And yes, sometimes you will be, there's 90 of them. Sometimes you will be keeping non-speed boots, but it's not that often. Typically, especially early in the game, you're going to be selling all of your non-speed boots unless it's like 6-star legendary and it rolls really good into crit rate or speed. But that's a small case and you most likely aren't getting very many pieces of those. So as we're scrolling through this, it's something I've seen in so many accounts I've been into. That is scrolling through and I see just walls of gear not leveled up. Like we have shields here that some are not good, but then some of them, this could be good. I mean, actually, really, however this rolls is a defense nuker shield. Crit rate and defense will pick up our speed somewhere else and we're good to go. You may not, actually, you do have a defense-based nuker, Ragash, who this could be perfect on. And we'll get into the gearing of the champions as well as the sheet that I do to break down the accounts in just a moment. But take a second to look at all this gear. We have tons of it. I can almost guarantee some of you watching this video are like, oh man, that sounds a lot like my account. And it is. It's a lot of players. Gear gets pretty daunting as you're getting tons of it from Hydra, from Clan Siege, from wherever else you're getting your gear, your Forge Pass, Curse City. It becomes gear everywhere. And if you let it get out of control, it's harder and harder to go through and cleanse it and put it on your champions. Start by doing a few builds on champions, figuring out what you need, upgrading a bunch of pieces, and then selling the stuff. Like this. This could be good. This could be good. You have many potential triple roll pieces, and that could quickly take your top speed on champion from being 347 to 360, 370, maybe even 380. A little bit carried away there, but you could get some very, very fast speeds just by, hitting lucky on this speed right here. Maybe get a quad roll in the video. No, that'd be pretty cool if we got a quad roll right there though. Okay, a single. There we go. Well, I mean, it's one on speed. We'll keep going maybe later on, but no reason to take it to 16 just yet. We get a speed roll with some resistance. Perfect for this set. Double speed, boom, 16 speed. That's a pretty good amount of speed for your account where you're at because most of these pieces probably only have double roll speeds anyways. So that already could be an upgrade. And it's in Righteous set, which is plus 10% speed, so just barely less than a speed set. So first thing, if you feel like your account is not where it should be, check your gear. Upgrade your gear and see where you can go. Now, let's take a look at the snapshot in time of his account. And this is something I do for all account reviews that I do. And if you're interested in having an account review done for you, click the link down below. Offer all kinds of takeover services, account reviews, Chimera, Hydra, 3v3, whatever you need. So what we have is 38 legendary champions in the account. It's actually a bit less than I expected. He told me he spent a decent amount of money. No, not that. I mean, in Raid terms, not that much. In any other video game terms, it's a lot of money. It's more than 500, less than 5,000, which is what you would expect from this account. The account's been playing for 210, actually more than 500, less than 2,000. I don't want you guys to think too wide out there. But we have, 191 days logged in. We have a decent amount of legendary champions. But to be fair, I mean, how many of these are non-fusions? We have some. He hasn't had the craziest luck pulling champions. We have some pretty good ones, though, that are not fusions. Taras, a very good one. But unfortunately, we're missing some of the, top tier Void champions like Demythas and Maneaters and things like that. As for 6-star champions, he has 24, but you can see why he only has 24. 24 6-star champions is very low. And one of the things I'm going to say is to get more champions. This is another area where there's basically wasted potential. And this is basically coming down to just there's a lot of stuff going on in Raid, and there's a lot of areas to focus, and you may not know where you should focus. So you start just not taking steps towards anything because you're like, well, where should I even go? I know I need to do Clan Boss, but I don't have Clan Boss champions, so I need to save up until I get those Clan Boss champions. Well, just build for something else until then. That's kind of where this account was at. So we have 17 5-star chickens. That's 3 6-star champions. Not even counting the food champions he has, easily able to be brought up to make more 6-star champions. We have 64 legendary tomes, 11 mythical. Obviously, don't use the mythical tomes, but 64 legendary is crazy considering there's a lot of legendary champions who are literally account changing. We have Pythion, we have Yostrid, we have Silva Drakes, very good. Less so good now, but is a champion who I will recommend building anyways. She's very impactful for specifically faction wars, as well as wave content, maybe for Doom Tower or areas where you need stuns. As for where he's at on dungeons, some of these are going to be manual stages that he's doing, which we'll jump in there for a minute to see if there's things that could possibly tweak. He's currently, I would say, early mid-game. So the missions are typically where I go off of this stuff with, but it's a very loose categorization. Very, very loose. You can consider this mid-game, doesn't really matter. Do continue to follow these missions. They are very important. They're just like your hand-holding guide through the game, but there's really not much more to say about that. You'll get them done when you get them done. You finished Arbiter, so I'm going to trust you're still focused on those. For the dungeons, let's take a look at a few of these teams. Iron Twins, I don't know if I'd even recommend doing this, honestly, right now. You're going to get only a little bit of stuff. If you could do stage 15, it's worth doing each day. But lower than that, it's going to be difficult to get a lot. If you have plenty of resources, it's going to be fine. If you're 100%, that's fine. I'm not going to talk too much about it, though. It's just kind of low resources, even on stage 15, let alone these earlier stages that cost the very similar amounts of energy. For the potion keeps, we're good there. Minotaur, he's using a solo champion, Solo Tholen, the champion I did a video on. That got a little bit of negativity, but we don't care about that. Let's go into the next stuff. Ice Golem. Ice Golem, he said stage 1 was manual, which manual is no fun. You don't have to manual this stage. How you do Ice Golem is you get to the boss, you burn the boss, and you activate those burns on the boss. So what you need here is you need a wave clear champion. You have an amazing wave clear champion. Let's see real quickly without doing anything else if we could just make this work. So Queen of Hearts is really good. Duchess is really good. Both these champions, very, very good. We have Tholen. Tholen's a monster. He's not great versus Spirit Affinity, but that's okay. I don't need him to do a ton of damage on the Ice Golem. You have Walking Tomb Dring. Walking Tomb Dring, HP burn champion. You could literally go HP burns, check out what you have. You have Sissia to activate him as well. But this dude's special because his burn cannot be resisted. So anywhere burn is needed, bring him, jack up his HP, get him good defense, make him much faster, get rid of the accuracy. You don't need it. Resistance, the key here. We're going to get to the boss. Tholen's going to be great for the wave clear, and we're going to do some work there. We could even throw in a Sissia if I wanted to. Let's see where she is as far as build. It's not great, which is another little bit of an issue in this account. The Tholen, this build's amazing. This is a solid build. Like, I ran him in Clan Boss, and he did 38 million damage, and Geomancer did like 25. You did good on your Tholen build. But some other champions are not being as built well. I don't know. What am I even trying to say here? They're not being loved on as much. I don't know what to say there, but let's see how this goes, guys. We'll throw in these 4 champions and see how it goes. I may take a look at Walking Tomb Dring and rebuild them a little bit. But before I get more wrapped up in my words, let's just get to the boss and see what happens. Obviously, there's going to be some weak hits here. I don't really care. They have decreased defense. We have increased attack on our Tholen. Tholen is just swinging around that mace. I mean, he's putting up some decent damage, but our only goal here is to get Dring to the boss. If Dring gets to the boss, he kills the boss. If you build up your Cheshire Cat, which is going to be a champion I recommend to build, he is also going to do very good. He's got some AoE skills. He hits very hard. He'll be very similar to your Tholen in some ways and can help clear these waves up to the boss. Now, when you get to the boss, you may want to turn off some of Tholen's skills, but ultimately, it's just going to be walking Tomb Dring, throwing up those burns, activating those burns, and if you wanted to throw in Sissia as well to activate more burns, it's all you're going to be doing to get this finished. My camera is looking like I'm in the Arctic right now because of the blue coming off onto my face. The Ice Golem may do the slam in a minute. If he does, not a huge deal. I say that now, but it may be a massive issue. The lower stages, he's not as scary. The higher stages, he is. Now, I'm pretty sure he told me, okay, well, that's what happens when you do a ton of damage. So Tholen could be a potential issue. But essentially, it's just getting to the boss and then having Dring handle the boss once you get there. So let's take a look at Dring. Let me actually do a build for you for Walking Tomb Dring. So you're on the right path here. You have HP percentage stuff, but this is not taking a 16. It's like halfway there. You kind of wanted to build him, but you were like, I don't really know if he's going to be worth it. You've been farming a lot of Sandoval. I would not recommend doing that. Well, maybe farming some. I wouldn't recommend doing that. Because right now your gear just needs to be farmed and improved. If you start giving oil to this stuff, you're just making decent gear a little bit better, making it harder to replace, but just wasting energy and resources basically. For this immortal piece right here, let's see if we have an HP percentage pair of gloves. We do, with speed. We'll take it at 12, hope it hits speed, see what happens. We get one roll of speed, not a huge deal. We'll go ahead and take it up to max level. We'll throw this on, and then could I get some more speed from this, please? Honestly, if we can't get regeneration plus immortal, we're just actually probably just not even going to go that. Let's see if the speed happens there. Is this HP percentage? It is. Beautiful. So 220. I would love for him to be closer to 100,000 HP. It's a lot of HP, especially for this account with no real souls on it. But let's see where we can push this to. Some more defense would be good too. But these two are definitely going to be worth changing. This already can be more HP there. Defense percentage would be nice. This is crit damage. Don't need that. This is accuracy. Do not need that either. So priority HP. We're going to hide set filters. We'll go okay. We have very low stars across the board on most of this stuff. We have a 6-star soul there. We have no speed on the banner. So obviously banners are going to be something in just Spider, more so the event dungeon, which is what I did recommend. #1 priority once we get there. Definitely should be something that's focused on. The resistance we don't really need because we're not going to push it high enough to go for a good resistance build. I would really like to have 6-star banner, but if we can't get it, we can't get it. This is attack. It's not good. We're really only wanting HP, defense. Don't want attack. Don't want this one. Maybe our best bet. Defense with speed and defense there. Got the attack as well. It's not a huge deal. We do pick up an extra 400, almost 500 defense there. Lose a little bit of speed, but that's okay. For the necklace, we're going to go for some HP or defense. Either one's fine. Remember, we don't need accuracy whatsoever. We'll pick up this. This will give us some more speed as well. Take this to 16. It's not a bad piece. Extra attack, we don't need that, but we do get the extra HP, which is good. And then this, we really need a 5-star ring at least. There's no reason to go anything less. We're doing perception pieces. These are easy to farm. You'll get a ton of them anyways. There we go. We're rolling in more defense. So right here, Dring is already looking better than he was before. So you have these pieces. This helmet that can be taken up some. This could be taken to 16. This could be potentially more speed as well. And then you're looking at a champion who gets to the Ice Golem and actually has a better chance of surviving. This more speed could be really good. He's already fully booked. He has War Master, which may be worth switching off. Possibly you want something different. War Master could be a little bit risky on the Ice Golem. Maybe you want Oppressor. That's going to give you more turn meter when you place debuffs. And it's literally just going to be, okay, him doing the burns and activating the burns and everybody else just kind of chilling. If you have other champions to activate it, you could bring them along as well. I don't want to harp on that too much. Also, I would get rid of his blessing being this, and I would put it on something different. You could go Brimstone, potentially, though Brimstone could be a bit weird for the Ice Golem. It may not even land very much anyways. You could go not that. Emergency heal, because Duchess will be placing shields on him. You don't need that. So you could do emergency heal. You could do brimstone. You could leave it in cruelty if you were to use him in Hydra, which, speaking of, he's actually not too bad of a Hydra champion for your specific area in the account. Now, back to the dungeon area. This strategy for Ice Golem is just going to be escorting a burner to the boss and dealing with it from there. Having your Duchess tanky is going to help her out in so many different areas of the game. Ideally, get her into some stone skin, some 4-piece, maybe ideally 6-piece set of stone skin, so then she translates over to PvP as well. If not, getting her in a 4 or 6-piece protection could help with PvP and possibly some PvE areas, but really mostly PvP. Stone skin is honestly just my favorite for her. Now, as for Spider, you can do 10 right now. You can definitely, without a doubt, do 10. So what we're going to do here is we're going to check your Duchess. She's 279. That's a good build, which I'm going to get a little bit carried away here, maybe, so I'm going to try to keep it on track. But some of your builds, when I'm looking through, like this, it's good. Good speed, good HP. We have triple roll speeds, not even glyphed, and it's looking nice. We have a shield triple roll HP. She could be 300 plus speed. This is nice stuff on her. She has these matching for the extra speed bonus. We could throw a pinpoint banner on here, and she's even faster. Do we have a pinpoint banner you could do that with? Get some HP or something like that. It's a good build. Your Tholen is a good build. Your Cheshire Cats got good stats, but not great sets. Your Wukong is actually good build as well, to be honest. But then you have some champions who were just kind of forgotten about. You had Sissia. Maybe she's speed tuned to something. Probably not. This guy's obviously you don't really need to use him. But I'd say actually overall your builds are pretty solid. It's just things could be improved. Like your Cold Heart, for example, is slow, not much crit damage. Probably needs to be used in Fire Knight, but just not really built to do so. And your Cheshire Cat not booked up, which it could be. So just some champions who could be improved. But overall, your builds are actually solid. Let's throw some champions in here for Spider. So what we're going to do for Spider is we're going to do this. We'll throw in Tholen. We'll have Duchess open with this. Number 2 with this. We'll do Queen of Hearts. We don't really need her to. Let's think about this one. So we'll have, Alice can also pop off with some AoE stuff pretty well. If we have plenty of AoEs, we don't need the extra stuff from anyone else, like the Hex or anything like that. Cheshire Cat's good. Sissia could be really good here too, for placing the burns and activating the burns. But she's not quite built to do so just yet. Arbiter could be nice. We already have decreased defense from her and our Cheshire Cat. Let's throw this on there, see what happens. It's really just AoE and the Spider's down. That's really all there is to it. Spider, stage 10 hard, is literally just hex everybody or spam AoE attacks. It's a quite simple dungeon, and as long as you can do enough damage to kill the spiderlings, you'll be fine. Look at Cheshire Cat tearing stuff up. That's your build that could be improved on as well. Like quite a bit too. That was pretty pitiful there, Tholen. I don't know what you're thinking, dude. Let me get that A1 out or something. The A1 did much more damage. Yeah, go ahead and throw that A2 out there, Queen of Hearts. That's doing nothing, but there we go. Cheshire Cat popping off. Tholen doing some big damage onto everything. And then basically from here, it's, hey, let's have Queen of Hearts do an AoE attack very soon. Place decreased defense on everything. Some more AoEs from Cheshire. Boom! And we're looking pretty good. Tholen's just the dude who can do it. There we go. Stage 10 in 1 minute. That's really all there is to it. It's just spamming the AoEs, which if your Cheshire Cat was fully booked up, it'd be even better. If you had him in a defense ignore, an instinct set, even better. This single target, we'll just turn this off, and then these ones would be the main thing. Activates Demon Breaker every 5th turn this champion takes. Cool. This will get an extra turn if it's placed on everybody. So either one of these are fine. Increase the damage dealt in the second hit by 10%. We'll ignore. Nice. So he's just going to be doing a good job. We'll try it one more time, and then we'll jump into Dragon and talking about that. But it's going to be very similar. We have stuff that gets through the waves, and then stuff to deal with the bosses once we get there. Though farming isn't the main focus right here, I think the gear management is going to be the number one priority. I don't know. I imagine you're probably using the Hell Hades Optimizer, most likely. And if so, I would definitely prioritize having your champion like Cheshire Cat with really good gear. Also, he deserves a spot in your arena, I'd say. He's very, very good champion. Tons of damage, very good in Hydra. Just overall a good investment of a champ. And if Tholen dies there, it's no problem. You're going to be able to make it anyways. Boom. And Tholen finishing him off. Boom. Okay, just kidding. Not Tholen finishing him off. Somebody else maybe finishing him off. 53 seconds. There we go. Ally attack, and you're done. 56 seconds, stage 10 spider. Hard. Let's go into the next place. Dragon's Lair. Dragon's Lair stage 10. How you're going to beat this is one champion that makes life easy, but until you get her, you're going to have to be a little bit more creative. It's going to be poison champions. To be honest, where you're at in Dragon is fine. If you're doing this full auto, I wouldn't stress it too much getting to 10 hard. What I would do is just farm more Hydra, get Mithrala, and you can do Dragon. If you get a poisoner to the boss, Dragon becomes easy. Mithrala is that poisoner. Just A1, 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 load up poisons, and you're good to go. Dragon on a lower stage, you'll be fine. You're doing good stages here. Ornn will be very good for you. I do have him listed on this snapshot in time of your account as well, and the champions you should invest in, but definitely worth bringing him up for Dragon, for Faction Wars, for some secret rooms in Doom Tower as well. He is just a champion that can hold it all down, basically. If we go over here and take a look at your Fire Knight, Fire Knight's an area that you can definitely climb up in as well. But what I would do here is, okay, you have Queen of Hearts. Geomancer, he's a really good champion, but he's not good for everywhere. And it looks like you've put him basically everywhere, which I know. He's a monster of an epic champion, which is easy to get too carried away with. But he's not doing much here. You want, for Fire Knight, multi-hitting champions. The ideal team for here would honestly be not relying on Duchess, would be to, whatever her name is, Alice the Wanderer. She's okay. She has double hit on the A1. She's some AoE stuff for the wave. She's not bad. We have Coldheart with the multi-hits. She's good. We have Stag Knight with an A1 decreased speed. We have ally attack from her, AoE decreased defense, and decreased attack. And then from there, we got to go, okay, well, we need a Reviver, most likely. You could go Duchess. You could go Arbiter. Arbiter's really fast. She's going to give you Turn Meter boost, all that kind of good stuff. But Duchess is going to make it a little bit safer, make you take less damage. So it's really up to you, whichever one you want to go here. It would be nice to have increased speed, some decreased speed, which is from Stag Knight. So a team like this will probably be what I would recommend for Fire Knight. For the presets, what I would do is basically, what was this? Spider 10. What I would do for the presets on Fire Knight is go Queen of Hearts, Cold Heart, Alice, or Tholen, whichever one you want to use. Just make them fast. You want to make sure they're fast for Fire Knight. And then Stag Knight. And what you want here, Stag Knight doesn't really matter what he's going to be doing. Cold Heart, doesn't really matter. Just turn off her A3. And then Queen of Hearts, you want to make this number one priority. Just have her ally attack as soon as possible. You could even turn off Queen of Hearts ally attack on the waves if you wanted. You probably don't really need it, just so when she gets to the boss, you can just spam that as soon as possible. Get that decreased speed up ASAP, and then just have things going good. Because you can knock that shield down pretty quick. You don't have any turn meter reduction, so you're going to have to be just dropping the Fire Knight as soon as possible. If Alice is built to hit hard enough, that should be fine as well. Now, as for your other areas here, let's not focus on these. I wouldn't recommend doing them just yet. You're just going to get slightly improved gear when you could just get better pieces that improve your gear by more than what the oils would actually do. Looking at Faction Wars, you definitely want to push this. You're progressing. Getting more progression done in Faction Wars would be huge. It's just more forging. It's more glyphs. It's more everything. You should be focusing on this. You have the champions. What I would do is start looking at your factions and thinking, okay, let's read through what champions could possibly do good in other areas. Zargala is really good for future Curse City content. she could be worth taking to 60. She could get you through a lot of these faction war stages. Is really good. Champions like Tagore, amazing. Some of these other ones may not scale as well. They're still really good. But for factions like Sylvan Watchers with Ornn, definitely get him up. I can't see who's there, but do try to push your faction wars and get climbed up as much as you can. I know faction wars isn't really something that you can just hard focus if you're still developing your account, but it is something that should be in the back of your mind. Okay, I don't have any champions I'm actively focusing on. I have resources to level champions. Let's get the next faction war champion to save me. For supports, they can typically be at 50. They'll typically be fine. For damage dealers, they typically need to be level 60 because they have to have good survivability, good damage, tier 6 masteries, banners. They need everything. So your supports, 50 is fine. Damage dealers typically need to be 60. Let me go ahead and drop this down here. Supports need 50, or supports level 50 fine for faction wars. Damage dealers typically need level 60. There we go. Now, as for your next areas, let's take a look. We have your arena, which I gotta say, your arena team is actually exactly what I was gonna recommend. You have a speed team with Tholen and Fabian Lockout. This is good. This is a good team. Nothing to say about this other than more speed farming will get your Arbiter to be faster and you'll win more of these speed races. But to be honest, the arena isn't necessarily that difficult. What I would recommend doing is dropping your defense because you haven't done very many fights right now. Your Great Hall is a pretty low level, level 28. Honestly, a very low level, to not sugarcoat it. So what I would do here is drop your defense. You should have a lot more fights than this if you really want to focus and not have as many losses. And just make it easier on yourself. You shouldn't be having to spend much time at all, and you don't need to be in Gold 5. Gold 5 is cool for the small boost that it gives you for other areas, 2% extra, but this gives you the same amount of gold, or same amount of, gold medals for the Great Hall. A little bit less Magisteel, but that's okay. I would just drop this down to like just a one-person defense. You're going to hit a ton more, but you're going to be able to farm these type of defenses like you're already doing a ton more. And maybe that's what you're doing already. But when you start to get to this point, it's like you're going to be outsped. It's not fun. Nobody likes that. It really just sucks. So leave your defense small, and you're going to have a much easier time just farming arena over and over and over. Very similar concept for 3v3. It's just stay in your rank, go up if you can, kind of just chill. Don't worry about pushing for gold 1 just yet. It's very difficult. Your defense is doing good. Climb where you can, but then get to a rank and just kind of chill there. Take it easy. Don't focus too much on it yet, because developing your account in other areas will make it easier to develop your account here. Now, if we look at Clan Boss, this is somewhere that you definitely should be, and I wish you were able to improve on, but at the moment, you just don't have the champions to get a really good, like, Ultra Nightmare team. Your Nightmare team is doing good. It was doing 67 million damage, which is very close to 1 key on Ultra Nightmare, so we just have to scale that up a lot, and you could get it. But you don't have like any of the turnkey options that just give you unkillable or block damage. Right now, you're having to go for things like, obviously, the Duchess play. You have a Duchess plus Geomancer and Tholen rear guard for ally protection, decrease attack, and then him for increased speed. You got a good team. I think your team's probably about the best you're going to get at the moment. And it's going to basically be something that you have to eventually get into Ultra Nightmare. But for now, just be doing Nightmare, Brutal, and Hard to collect some shards, and then just keep pulling them and try to pull your shards during 2x voids or during boosted rates for champions like Maneater or Demitha. If any fusions are like that, definitely go for those fusions as well. If we take a look over here at the Doom Tower, continue to climb this. To climb Doom Tower is going to be a lot like the wave stuff that I said before. It's basically just survive the waves, control the waves. There's no boss. Instead of a boss, you're just focusing more on control. So here, we have Queen of Hearts, great control. Duchess, very good. Claude, given the increased speed, increased accuracy, he's good. Actually, this is a good Doom Tower team, honestly. Not enough. Oh, maybe that's what you're using anyways. You finished normal, I guess. Okay. Not quite finished normal. You might as well finish normal. Do some hard stuff as well. But this is a good team. You just have your stuff. Cheshire could get some more love for sure. A champion like Alice, honestly, I think Cheshire build could be improved, and maybe we gotta take a look at that a little bit later as well. If you're not doing Curse City on your account, I definitely recommend doing it. In general, the rewards that drop from Curse City, Merciless, Supersonic, all that stuff is so good. So definitely spend the time, do Curse City. It's definitely worth it. And this account is doing actually a really good job at it. So congratulations to you. Hard is difficult, especially for an account like this, but it is worth trying to push where you can. Don't worry about pushing too hard on these because your time is going to be better spent in other places, but finish the rooms that you can. Now, looking at the area that's probably going to be your most impactful for progression, getting Mithrala, getting Stone Skin, getting protection as well. It's not going to be Chimera. Chimera is good. It's going to be good to get your relic materials. Going to be good to get your relics. Don't worry about this too much though. Focus more on Hydra right now. You don't really have the options to move up in Clan Boss very easily. You don't have the options to do a significant crazy amount in Chimera. Chimera rewards are kind of just meh anyways. You can get the relic crafting materials from events and stuff. But Hydra, you do right now have the ability to make some crazy teams. I want you to get a brutal, hard, and normal team at least going as soon as possible. Ideally, Nightmare, brutal, and hard. But for now, let's just say it's these three. So this is what I would do. Your first team, let's see what you got going on here. You have a level 50, level 60. Okay, maybe it's not the worst thing. Let's throw a draft team right here. So Duchess, top tier. She's going to be very good for dealing with the Head of Torment. What do we have for Provoke options? It's going to be potentially a little bit problematic. Don't have a ton of Provoke options. We have two, Knave of Hearts and Titus. Now, Titus here isn't going to be having a shield in your team. He does have this Provoke. If you wanted to bring a shield champion, you could, but you also got Knave of Hearts, who has a Provoke, has a taunt, has increased defense. So bringing up one of these two champions is definitely going to be worth it. Titus is not as good of a champion in teams by himself versus with Wixwell. So you could still use him and he could do well for you, but I would definitely try to get a Provoker into this team. So let's say you use Knave of Hearts for the Provoker. A1 Provoke, we have some good heals, may have to run some resistance so we don't get our stuff stolen from us, but let's throw in Knave of Hearts and say for this Theory Crafting, that's who we're going to use because you want to have a Provoke champion. So you have Provoke down, we have Torment dealt with as well. What you're going to need next is you're going to need a block buff champion. One of the best block buff champions is going to be Ugo. You have Grakos, which is a very good one as well. However, he takes legendary books. I don't know if I'd be investing in those just yet. Plus, he brings block damage, which could be stolen and spread. So let's just go for Ugo right now. Let's throw in Tholen. He's going to do your damage for you. And then we have decreased defense and weaken already. Decreased defense, we have weaken. Nice. Now, Tshirt is also going to bring a weaken. So now we have to consider, okay, well, who else could we bring for increased speed and possibly a decreased speed? Well, of course, Tshirt brings both of them. We don't want to spam all the same stuff in one team, though, because then you start limiting your options for other teams down the road. This dude, I forget what all his kit brings. Let's see. We have a single target, AoE, decreased speed, and weaken. That's pretty good. So we'll ignore life barrier, and then we have repeating attack. So this is mainly what we'd be going for is that decreased speed. What about increased speed? What do we have for increased speed champions? Do we have good options across the board here? His A3 is only on a single ally, which is unfortunate. We have Tagore, who does an increased speed as well. Of course, we could use Tshirt, but I feel like she's kind of weird. Actually, let's change this up. What we'll do instead is we will run Tshirt on your hardest difficulty. She's in a top tier Hydra champion. And then we'll throw in Cheshire Cat. Cheshire Cat can handle the damage by himself. He's a very, very powerful champion. So we'll have him there. And then for your other damage dealer, we have some good buffs from Duchess. We have decreased defense plus weaken. And then we need another damage dealer. That could be Geomancer. Helps your team stay alive a little bit longer. For your next team, let's say we went Pythion. For a Provoke option, does Pythion bring... He doesn't bring a shield. He's bringing a cleanse. For a shield, we would need somebody different for the Provoke from Titus. If we wanted to run a different Provoke champion, I'm sure we could find one, but going for the Provoke set from Ice Golem is going to be probably a little bit difficult. I don't think you have a ton of it. We have maybe a set we could throw together, unless you already have one on somebody. Stagnite could be a decent provoke. Actually, you probably do 1, 2. Yeah, you could probably throw a provoke set on 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, that's what I would do. I would get a provoke set on somebody with AoE skills and let that be your provoke option. So who would be a good champion to throw that on? Queen of Hearts would be good, but she's used in a lot of areas, and you don't really want to do that. We could throw a provoke set on, well, Geomancer is going to be stat heavy for other areas, so we don't really want to do that either. We could get Stagnite up, throw a provoke set on him. He could work out well. He also brings a decreased speed and a decreased defense, decreased attack AoE. We're going to be building him up anyway, so provoke set on Stagnite. We have Pythion, Stagnite there. Titus, I would like to recommend him if you had a shield champion, possibly for Ancora plus Titus down here, and then just rely on that shield so you don't have to pump him with accuracy as well, wherever he's at, right there. Because if he has a shield up, then it can't be resisted. So it'll always land the provoke. You don't have to build accuracy in that case. But if you have to build accuracy, it's going to be a bit more difficult. So in this team, we already said we were going to bring in Tholen. So we have decreased attack and we have weaken. We need a AoE decreased speed and an increased speed ideally. So who do we have that could bring increased speed? Increased speed, we have Claude, increased speed, increased accuracy. We have Ragash, who brings increased speed, but we don't necessarily need him just yet. We have Tagore, who brings that plus some other buffs as well. It's just a single target. Oh no, on all allies. Block debuffs and increased speed. We have that single target stuff. Okay. Fills the champion's turn meter. Could be okay, but I think we have better increased speed options. We have Claude, who could do good. Extra shield. That could actually probably be better in this team, though, to be honest. Potentially. At this point, we're kind of just brainstorming stuff as I go. The decreased speed from Stagnite's going to be single target. Let's actually get her in here. So we have the decreased attack AoE, provoke set. We have her with the ally attack stuff, plus the increased attack, which is going to be very helpful. Though he brings his own increased attack, right? Let's make sure, yeah. He brings his own increased attack, but still, it'll be good to have that AoE stuff going on. Strips as well. For block buffs, we could go Wukong here. Block buff, he has a strip plus the block buffs. Also does really good damage. So we have a few damage dealer options here. And then for your increased speed, you don't have decreased speed. Not AoE at least. We do have the ally attack plus his A1 anyways, so we have a pretty good shot at him having the decreased speed up on several heads for a good chunk of the fight anyways. We have the revived champion there. If we could get a different turn meter booster, that'd be pretty sweet. Or just some way to get us more turn. That'd be awesome. This first team's going to be... Actually, no. We have to go Inquisitor Shamel. This keeps us safe from the Head of Torment. Keeps us free. We have block buffs. We have provoke. We have block debuffs. We have all that kind of stuff. So this team, in theory, should perform decent. Once fully built, of course. Now, you'll probably have to run it on brutal, hard, and normal. But you should be able to one-key brutal with 30 million. There's no way you won't be able to, actually. Unless they're just not built correctly. But at 60 full masteries, this team will definitely do brutal for you. And then this team will do hard if built correctly. And then this team could do easy for sure. And then, of course, this one scaled up should be able to do Nightmare, no problem. You may have to swap a little bit around, but it really should do fine. That one may be the hard. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But I know you're currently only doing hard. So pushing up to brutal would be nice. And then having a hard team and an easy one, just so you're getting as many Mithrala fragments each week as you can. Just put all your keys in there. Try to get one on easy as well. Easy, you can literally just throw in like your Alice. I forget how simple easy is most of the time. It's actually very easy. You don't really need a full team here. So you could probably just do like Alice and some various things. You got 6 million damage there. So just a few good hits and yeah, you're good to go. So you don't really need to theory craft much for normal. Now, if we're looking at the overall account, let's take a look at the stuff at the very bottom here. We have work towards getting 2 or 3 Hydra teams, bringing in Mithrala in sooner, saving for 2x events. We already talked about that for Void Shards. Supports, this is what you do, and then champions to focus. Basically, all the champions I've already talked about, Pythion, Silver X, these are champions that should be booked. We have leveling the champions down here. All of this I'm going to send over to Solo Savage and let him see all this himself. But for you guys who are watching, this is basically what I do for these account reviews. Is I have this right up here, I send it over, and then the gear breakdown. For your gear as a whole, you have a lot that could be cleansed. You also have a lot of champions that could be built. You have hours of time that you could spend building some champions, improving the gears, even if it was just a little bit. Like Cheshire Cat, getting him into a defense ignore set would be really good. Do you have a pair of crit damage gloves that you could do that with? Yeah, you do actually. You have a few that could definitely work on him. Getting him similar stats to this in Savage, man, he'd be popping off. I didn't even look at your relics, but you don't have that many, so not really a whole lot to be said here, I don't think. But yeah, that stuff's definitely worth looking into and taking care of the gear, getting it upgraded. As for the breakdown, it's not too bad. You have rank 5 and rank 6. I would like to see it a lot less rank 5, but also don't sell all of your gear while you're still pushing Faction Wars. You definitely want to keep some of that stuff so you can be in a good spot for Faction Wars. Like, build out your Faction War champions. You have a good amount of silver. Be very careful when you're upgrading your gear still. Don't take your good silver and turn it into a bad situation. You still want to have plenty of silver so you can upgrade your stuff when you get it. But wasted silver is doing nothing for your account. And you have a lot of gear, either sell it or come in here and upgrade it. Like this is really going to be a good piece no matter what. It's a good piece now. But it needs to be leveled so you know what that potential is. That's the whole thing I was talking about, wasted potential. You have some really good builds in your account, and then some champions kind of fall off, and then your gear just could be upgraded and improved a lot. So there's a few teams we did, a few teams we made, a few options we put together. Champion rebuild from Dring, and then Cheshire Cat. I may take a look and test that out as well. Accessories very similar, but if you farm a lot of the event dungeon, farm a lot of Fire Knight, Dragon for speed gear, and then Ice Golem, really focus on that as you get higher up into Hydra, because then curse sets, provoke sets, all that stuff becomes much more valuable. For your accessories, you can sell a lot of this rank 5 stuff. The graph is looking a little bit askew here, but don't be too much of in a rush to do that. The event dungeon is top tier for you. The more accessories you get, the more pinpoint stuff you get, the faster you can get in your speeds, the better it's going to be. I have a whole breakdown here with gear, just typical stuff, suggestions I have on gear. If you guys want to check that out, you can just screenshot this or whatever and read through it. It's more just a general overview there. But for this stuff, there we go. That's your account. Let me take a look at Cheshire real quick and see. Not from the optimizer, just by my thoughts. So right now we have 5,200 attack. He actually scales on speed somewhat as well. So we do want to be fast. Things like instinct are going to be even better for him. But I still want to have a lot of defense ignore. So we're not going to just, tunnel vision into instinct. But if we can get an instinct set and make him 250 plus, that'd be pretty sweet. 5-star crit rate. I would really like to have 6-star crit rate, honestly. But let's see. Crit damage. We have a 6-star pair of crit damage gloves there. This is good. We'll just work around this. You do already have some stuff, so I will try to upgrade this. Hey, crit damage, beautiful. This is a good pair of gloves to actually do that full upgrade on there. I know I was saying that Sand Devil makes your stuff it makes it harder to get rid of bad pieces, and it does. It's not saying it's useless. You do have good pieces that can be made very good like this. You're going to use that piece for a long time. But I still don't think Sand Devil is worth it for you to farm right now. And you could get bigger upgrades from things like Dragon, Fire Knight, Ice Golem, all that kind of good stuff. So here we're looking for speed. That's our priority. It's going to be speed. We just threw this weapon on. It gave good crit rate. Plenty. Take it to 16. Hopefully get some speed there. We did not, unfortunately. But let's see what we can get from here. This has some speed potential. No potential to get attack percentage. It's a shield, so it cannot have attack percentage. We can maybe get a double roll speed at the bottom. Oh, I got the defense. That's okay. It could be a Rigosh piece, no problem. We have crit rate there. Let's see. We have to get the top 2 pieces to be speed, because these bottom 2 I'm going to use for a different set, basically. I'd really like some more speed there. I don't want to take it from Tholen, though. I want to leave it on Tholen. He deserves that good piece of gear that he has. We'll use that. And then these pieces, crit rate, no chance at extra speed. Oh, good crit rate there, actually. No speed, but we got a lot of crit rate. So that makes it easier to build other pieces. Take it to 16. This is going to make it easier to build other pieces into the kit. So we'll go attack percentage here. Speed. Okay. This is a 5-star piece. We lose 13 crit rate. We definitely want some speed boots. That's already what you had, though. if we get a pair of pinpoint boots with speed and crit rate, this is potentially really good. That other piece could be used here as well. We can't ascend this. We don't have the stuff, which is fine. We'll take this up to 16. This could be on there. We'll have to see, because you may have other boots that are better. But let's see what we have over here in attack percentage. Attack percentage. We do have these bottom pieces that are going to be really good as well. Double crit rate. Some good speed there. I think okay, that's we need a lot of crit rate here. This chestplate you have right now may actually just be the best one we have overall. Let me see. 277 right now for this banner. Priority stats speed. Okay, you actually got a good, well, I wouldn't say good, but you do have an attack banner with speed. The best that's on your account currently. So that at least is good. There's no speed on that, unfortunately. This necklace, I hope is crit damage. It probably is. Okay, attack. It's attack necklace. No, it's crit damage necklace. Very good. So for the ring, let's go for priority stat attack. Ideally, we have a attack ring with attack percentage. That's actually, it's going to be good enough. Okay, so right now what we have here is 180 speed, which is a lot less than what you had before. I don't like this build, actually. I would like to get more. I would like to have this more speed, more crit damage is fine, more attack, more speed. This would be a pretty decent setup. So your Savage gear may not be able to do so right now, which is something you can definitely work towards and get improved. We have a lot of crit rate potential down here in these pinpoint boots. If I put these ones on though, it is giving good crit rate. But let's see. I may not really need that. Okay, only gain 1%. The boots you have on right now are actually pretty good. You have the second highest crit rate there. These gain 6. But honestly, the build you have right now, other than the defense ignore, it is good. I would like for it to be defense ignore. And maybe once you get more instinct gear in the future, maybe you could throw some defense ignore from there onto Cheshire. But I do like his speed, so well done on that build. I was going to change him up, but no reason to fix it and make him slower if that build is doing decent for you. And we already tried it out a few times, and it was doing nice. I wouldn't throw that on him, though, because while he does AoE stuff, he also does single target, and it's not always AoE, so be very careful about that. But ultimately, your account is in a good spot. I think we have a few areas you can dial in the focus, get Hydra knocked out, get some of your gear cleansed down, focus in those directions, and you should be in a really good spot to make your account have some pretty massive jumps in potential and actually utilizing your potential. You have a ton of it. Ton of potential here. 140 million silver, basically 12,000 gems, and a lot of gear that could be leveled up. So best of luck. Let me know if you have any questions whatsoever. If you guys would like to have a takeover done for you, click the link down below, get signed up. I'd be happy to help. Hopefully these suggestions have helped out Dead Man's Wish, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.